¿Qué tal amigos? Bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de Foodcars, donde las historias se cuentan con mucho sabor. El día de hoy nos encontramos en el corazón de la zona romántica, en un restaurante verdaderamente encantador. Y esta recomendación llegó gracias a ustedes. Nos encontramos en el Restaurante Canto con nuestros queridos amigos Jerry y Henry, que nos van a platicar toda la magia de Canto. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Foodcast. We are so happy to be in a very nice restaurant in the middle of the Zona Romántica, in the heart of the Zona Romántica. We are here with Jeremy and Henry from Canto. Guys, how are you? Thank you so much for inviting us here where the magic is coming from.
Well, thank you for coming. Yeah, I think with that. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I was saying in Spanish that his recommendation is because and thank to the public because they were telling us that we should come, and here we are.
Yeah, the public has been so wonderful. Been open about a year and a half, and it's been a wonderful response with reviews and word of mouth. So we're very thankful for that.
And Diddy, you're very active. Something that has to recognize on social media that you are very, very active.
Yes, I try to make sure we're posting every day and talking to those who enjoy us and letting them know what's going on.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. So thank you so much for receiving us. This is a beautiful play. We are shocked because, Jeremy, you are the bartender. And oh my God, your spot is perfectly set.
Thank you.
We were talking off cameras. We were talking because we had an interview with Gina.
But Gina,
And you're super stressed about your glasses. Because your glasses are set perfectly.
They are. You know, it's like a work of art. It's on the back wall when you first walk in. So, I figure when you walk in, it needs to look nice. Plus, for me, I'm a little OCD. I like everything in its place. So when I'm going quick, I need to know exactly where it's at so I can reach and grab it without even looking.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Well, first of all, guys, tell us about your restaurant. Tell us about Canto. How long you have been here? Where does all the magic come from? Because many people are talking about you guys. So tell us about everything about Canto. Who wants to start?
Yeah. Well, Canto, we started about 18 months ago. We are here, like you said, in Zona Romántica. In Canto, we serve Cantonese food primarily, and a lot of it is what we call north of the border Chinese food. So it's people that are familiar with the Chinese food in America and in Canada. But we also want to bring true authentic Cantonese food and Hong Kong cuisine. And, I was born in Hong Kong and I grew up in Los Angeles. And so I grew up with all of these foods and I want to share with the public. This is the food that I grew up with.
It is of your father, your grandmother, of your family, or your relatives. Your family is always there in that kitchen, right?
Yes, exactly.
And a bit of a mashup. The menu here is a bit of a mashup, just like what he grew up with. He says born in Hong Kong, but raised in Los Angeles. So he's got that, grew up with that north of the border favorites, as we call it on our menu, but also that authentic Cantonese and Hong Kong very specific cuisine. And he grew up with all of that and was just looking to share it with everyone.
And you're in the middle, right? You're in the middle of America, Chinese, and Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. And finding that blend, we have, we try and find ways to work in the Mexican cuisine as well. We have little hints. We'll probably talk about a new dish a little later that's got a little hint of Mexico in it as well. We want to make sure there's a nod to the country where we live now, where our home is now. So we want
and the fusion.
Also find that out.
That's something that we cannot deny. We had to add the fusion, of course, eventually, right? Because we were talking about it before. It's hard to get the regional ingredients. So some of the times we have to be a little bit creative, I would say, to try to get the taste explosive. But if you make a twist, that's okay.
Yeah, being creative in that fusion also helps bring in some more local ingredients that help give us a nod and pay respect to the country where we live. So it works out beautifully in most cases.
Tell us about what is the plate that nobody can miss it. I mean, you have a wonderful, wonderful menu, and you have to tell us what is a plate that everybody needs to come and taste it. And nobody can miss it. What is that?
I think what we are most famous for is our orange chicken. That's our signature dish. I have to say, it's not authentic Chinese, but it is very tasty. It's orange chicken. We take chicken, we spice it, we marinate it, and then we double fry for that extra crunch. and then we cover it in the sweet and tangy orange sauce with a little bit of spice. You could get it non-spicy, or extra spicy,
A little something for everyone.
Exactly. What are your roles, guys? Because Carrie, of course, you are the chef. You're the responsible of the magic.
I am.
Jeremy, you're the responsible of the bar to get the people drunk, borrachos.
A little sometimes, yeah.
A little, exactly. But what are your roles here?
So the roles I think are thankfully clearly defined. It helps work well with a married couple running a business together. Can always be a fun challenge sometimes, right? But literally this wall you see behind us delineates our duties. He's everything kitchen. He's the executive chef. That's his menu. Those are his people. Those are his employees that he manages. And literally everything in front of the wall is me. It's the bar. It's coming up with those drink recipes or just doing the classics right. It's managing the people in the front. And it's making sure that the people that come in and dine with us, that they feel like a guest in our restaurant, that they feel valued and
Like
welcome.
it feel like home, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's the hard part.
Exactly. So, we've always wanted to be, from the beginning, we always wanted to be that neighborhood bistro. Word bistro is in our title on purpose,
Right.
where we have regulars who we know. And thankfully that's been the case. People come in that are here once a week, once every 2 weeks. I know their names, I know their stories, I know their drinks, I know their foods,
That's where you
preferences. Yeah, for sure. That's what we're filled with, and it's wonderful. And so that's really the role. He's everything back of house, I'm everything front of house. And we kind of almost run it like two small businesses, and it works great.
I know. It is hard. Customer service, it's hard. Running a restaurant is hard. I would love to ask you, what are been those high challenges that you have been in a year? I mean, in a year, you experiment a lot of challenges. Can it happen? Running a restaurant is not easy. It's a challenging, but it's not easy, right? So what are those challenges that you have? I mean, food is perfect. Food, I would say, is perfect. But however, running the restaurant, tell us about those challenges.
Well, you kind of mentioned it earlier. It's hard to find ingredients here, and with specifically Asian ingredients, we don't have access to a lot of that here in Mexico. Sometimes the store will have it, and then you're like, yes, all right, let's put this on the menu, and then
Because Hong Kong cuisine is very specific. Why is that? I mean, that's not my question. What is that?
well, Hong Kong cuisine Hong Kong is such an important trade city, and it was also a British colony. So with the British, under the British rule, there were a lot of Western influences into the food. And so it's this really fun blend of Western food, like steaks and pork chops and things like that, but marinated with soy and these Chinese, Cantonese
Ingredient.
Exactly. So it's sort of like this fusion between Asian and Western food. It's so much fun. And then also just the proximity to other Asian countries. There are so many influences from other countries, and again, adapted to the local palate. So it's almost like this.
Ingredients that you cannot find here. Elsie, as we were talking about off cameras, is not the same as water chestnuts than jicamas.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not going to give it to people that because the flavor is totally different. The consistency, the texture of the water chestnut is nothing related to jicama, right? And then you have to make it closer because Hong Kong cuisine, as the other cuisines, they need to be seen with respect.
Right.
Right.
And that's precisely it. And a lot of times people are just like, well, why don't we just substitute it for this other thing? And something that I'm very proud of is that, I make the food taste how it's supposed to taste. So it's not I feel like a lot of times people go, well, it's good enough for Mexico. Oh, it's good enough for PV. You don't have any other choices here. But that's not how I operate. Like, this is my food, and I want to treat it with respect.
The respect of your family, because you grow with all these tastes, and this is something that you cook with love. I can tell it. You cook with love, and of course, you want to make that and promote that and give that love to people. Yeah. Let's make a commercial, and after that, I would love to ask you what is the magic here.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, to get and to conquer people with drinks.
Yes.
They can call here in Mexico borrachos. It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job. So let's talk about your signature cocktails. Let's get to the commercial.
Wonderful.
Come back.
Okay, guys, we're here still in Canto with our friends, Jeremy and Harry. Guys, again, thank you. Thank you so much for receiving us here where the manique is coming from in Canto.
Of course.
Jeremy, yes. You have a specific and hard task here in Canto. Because that's fun. I mean, to conquer people with drinks, it's hard. Especially because right now in the gastronomy, guys, I could tell you are familiar with this. In the gastronomy now, the people are relating that the drinks and food, they has to be very, very closer. We have to make a match. Yeah. If we don't make a match, people are not happy. I would tell it, right? So we have to play either we are like a chess, and we are because I am a mixologist too, and that we are like a chess to trying to combine those tastes from the kitchen to our tastes here. And sometimes it's hard. Yeah. So Ted, Jeremy, tell us, how is this experience? What are your best signature cocktails that you have here in Canto?
Sure. So as far as the bar goes, it's always been a passion of mine. It's something I did a little bit north of the border, a little bit of bartending. And like you said, it's like cooking in the kitchen. It's a recipe. It's about flavors. It's about balancing flavors. And then there's the added task of course, when you're in a restaurant, the food is first, right? And then the drinks need to complement the food. They need to match. So, and right now you were talking about trends. There's this trend of craft cocktails, which we enjoy. Beautiful craft cocktails, right? All of the fancy, beautiful flowers and smoke and all of the fun stuff. But I have the task of matching what we do menu-wise, right? The flavor, but also the presentation of this food. And I've always said with our food, we present the things that you love, maybe a few things you don't know that we want to introduce you to, but we know orange chicken, we know beef and broccoli, those are classics. We present them in a slightly elevated way. And so with the drinks, I wanted to do the same. Doing fancy craft cocktails wouldn't match the food, wouldn't match what we're doing with the menu. So it's about finding that balance, right? Sure. So there's a mix on the menu of drinks I've created, some fun stuff.
Everything is created by you.
Ultimately, it's a mix. So I've got a section of the menu that's my Fire Tensei is my creation. The French quiche, my creation.
What do you recommend? When the people are walking here, what do you recommend?
Sure. So, I recommend the first thing I ask is sweet or sour, right? Sweet or tart. And then we kind of go from there. If you like tart,
I call it decent or indecent.
That's fair. That's fair.
How decent or indecent would you like to have the cocktail?
Exactly.
Like when you come in here, you have to ask that.
Yeah. So it's a balance. Like, again, asking a few questions to make sure I'm getting you the right drink, right? Our Canto Cooler, our signature drink, is a boozy fruit punch full of flavors of mango and pineapple. It's also one of our strongest drinks on the menu, so it's super dangerous.
See.
Yeah, it's that nice balance. It's a beautiful red color. So that's a super fun drink, right? If you want to go a little more classic, people are really enjoying my take on just classic vodka gin martini. We've got olives, we cheese olives. We have cocktail onion. Not a places have cocktail onion anymore. It's kind of a nod to my great uncle.
Cocktail onion. It's a little bit of twist.
Yeah. In diet. Yeah, I have a few people that absolutely love that we have a cocktail onion, right? And so, I think, I've been told a great classic martini can have a little more fun. You can do a Cosmo or a lemon drop. They're my recipes. They're my version. It's just a slight twist on kind of what I would call a modern classic with the lemon drop and the Cosmo. But I have a few little twists that I do on them to make them still recognizable as what they are, but also specific to Canto. Like Canto's Cosmo, I know what that tastes like, right? It's a little different than everyone else's. And then just paying homage to the classics. I've really enjoyed, as of late, people asking for my Manhattan. Very classic cocktail, right? Very throwback, 100 plus year old cocktail. People are scared, I found, to order.
That's about the ties.
Yeah, they're scared to order at other places because there's that fusion. There's that, they make it fancy. They make that twist. Classics are classics for a reason. So something like an old fashioned, a Boulevardier, a Manhattan, the old school daiquiri, not the blended sweet daiquiri, the old school daiquiri that you get in the martini glass. That's mostly tart, and just a little sweet. Those are the things that I have fun also presenting. People appreciate the respect that's being paid to those classic cocktails. But plenty of fun things like the French kiss that I created. That's a mix of citron vodka, house-made limoncello that I make myself with love because I love lemon, along with a little lemon juice, a little sugar, and one of my favorite ingredients, Chambord, a dark raspberry French liqueur. It's deep and rich and not overly sweet. So it's a super, super fun drink.
So people, as you
said, something for everyone.
Some of the people are scared to try new flavors, but it's you respecting the classics and you put a little bit of touch in your personality and the personality on the place. That's it, I would say.
And I think what's been great is in a year and a half that we've been around, we've earned the trust of a lot of people because we do have those regulars. So when we put something new on the menu, or they're willing to go out of their norm, maybe they always order that classic martini, or they always order that Cosmo, but they're like, the French kiss, I've never heard of that. It's his own drink, but I've trusted him. There's trust there. So they're willing to step out of their box, try something new.
And I want to ask you, how is that match? I mean, how you match or how you make people recommendation to match either one classic cocktail with your twist and something that you cook perfectly. I mean, something that it's emblematic on the menu. How do you make those combination? How do you recommend that to be?
Sure, it's as easy as a little bit of conversation, right? Asking a few questions. What do you like? What do you prefer? Like I said earlier, do you prefer a little tartar, a little sweeter? Finding out, what once they're ordering.
Let us surprise you.
Yeah, kind of guiding. I've had plenty of people. I had one gentleman one night sit at the bar. He's a regular, dined at the bar with his wife, and he just said, "You know what? You're in charge. You make all of the drinks for me.
Music for my ears."
Yeah, I asked a few questions of the tart, the sweet, the spicy, the not spicy. Like asked a few guided questions so that I wouldn't give him something he didn't enjoy. But beyond that, would you have alcohols you do or don't drink? And he left me in charge. And a few drinks in, borrachos, that she said, he left very happy and tried a sampling of memos.
Happy. He went out cap. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So it's about having a conversation with the guests.
Exactly. Guys, why Puerto Vallarta? That's a good question. Why Puerto Vallarta? You have the whole entire world to go and make all these magic in any place, but why Puerto Vallarta?
Why not? But why not? Because, I used to come to Puerto Vallarta for vacation. It's my favorite destination for vacation. I love the beach. I love the people, the food, especially the culture. And it's just such a warm culture. I like to say that Mexico is just one big party and everybody's divided. Yeah.
They're in a party all the time.
Yeah. There's always celebrating right? I love it. And so one day when I was here on vacation, I was sipping coffee and looking at the ocean.
Because this is your first restaurant, right?
This is our first restaurant, yeah.
Oh, we're lucky that having you here in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was like,
Puerto Vallarta to show this magic.
Yeah, let's move here. I could be here all the time, so why not? And so I moved here first, and then that was 9 years ago, and then Jeremy came down here on vacation. Well, why did you tell me?
Yeah, so he's been here 9 years, and then I came down a little over 6 years ago. Actually, Thanksgiving Day will be the 7-year anniversary of my first con in Puerto Vallarta. Landed on. Thank you. So I landed on Thanksgiving Day with my parents and a friend. Came down on my first vacation. It was only my second time in Mexico after visiting La Paz for the first time. Came down. We had a friend in common. That friend in common said, "Hey, my friend Henry can take you all to a sunset happy hour the first night. Kind of show you around on the way." He did, and the rest, as they say, is history. I moved here. We'll say sometime later. So I moved here sometime later. Been living here a little over 6 years. You could do the math. As I said, the rest, as they say, is history. So here we are. Like he met my parents on that very first night, that very first trip, and somehow this is still a thing.
Amazing. So you're sharing a like, you're sharing a place. This is the first time that you are in the industry, the gastronomy industry too? For the first time?
Well, for me, it is. So for about 20 years, I've had a boutique marketing and graphic design agency in Los Angeles. And so that's what I've been doing. But my favorite clients have always been working with restaurants and food products. And I've worked with big brands, that have been established for over 100 years. And also, startup companies. And so I'm not afraid to really dive in there and really take a look at behind the scenes. And so I've always enjoyed working with restaurants, and even in business school, restaurants were my favorite case studies to do.
It's that you have to do something.
I was like, I love this industry, so, being here in Puerto Vallarta, there's a need, a lack, there's this
you feel the moment. This
demand
to do something.
Yes, and I want to share my food, and there's a part of me that is with a lot of immigrants in the U.S. The food that they bring into America, a lot of people kind of have this perception of oh, what is this? This is weird. Oh, what are you eating? And so a lot of us, children who grew up in the U.S. have like this kind of shame built around our food. And so, this is me going, you know what? I'm going to embrace this food. I'm going to show people, because Chinese food have this idea of like it's low class. It's greasy. It's cheap. When you think of fine dining, you never think Chinese. You always think French or Italian. And so this is me.
To make that gourmet twist.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
so this is me going like, there's so much more to Chinese food than, what you get at takeout, the fast food. This is what it's like. And the wide variety of items that are available in like a Cantonese menu, it's hundreds deep. And we're only offering such a small part, but I want to continually add to our menu and show people more different.
And the rest of the year, the coming year, the rest of the year, the following year, you're going to have a lot of surprises. Let's make another commercial because we would love to talk about that. So hold on, get questions, Steve, because you're going to have something special for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and what are the surprises for next year? So let's make a commercial. We're going to continue.
Na tempesta, ma tu son tante cose io t'aspetto a braccia aperte.
We came back here. We are in Canto, in the middle of the Zona Romántica with our friends, Jerry and Harry.
Guys, what are the surprises for next year? Well, actually for the rest of the year, because you're going to have several events. Please share with us those several events.
Yeah.
And tell us what is going to be the surprises for next year, giving us a clue what should come and enjoy next year with you guys. And of course, I think for you, this year has been a blast because you're super blessed and thankful for all the people that are coming you and supporting you for all this year. Yes. And then everybody, not even you, everybody, we have to be thankful and give a piece of what the people are giving us in order to work and having a smile and make them feel like home. So, what is coming from?
Speaking of feeling like home, so next up is Thanksgiving. It's actually going to be our second year doing Thanksgiving. We like to call it non-Chinese traditional Thanksgiving dinner. It's actually a dinner.
Not a Chinese, okay?
Not Chinese. Yeah, it's those traditional items. So it's actually a dinner that Henry has been cooking for years, even before Canto. He's always, as we were kind of discussing before, he's always had a love and a passion for food that was inspired by his father. And so Thanksgiving, we basically take all of the ingredients that most of us from north of the border know and love as Thanksgiving: turkey, potatoes, green beans, but we present that in a little bit of a more elevated way. So we have a beautiful turkey roulade that's bacon wrapped, it's stuffed with Italian sausage stuffing. We have, instead of a mashed potato, we have a scalloped potato. There's a truffle mac and cheese to level it up a little bit. Some beautiful sauteed veg with bacon and onion, but that includes green peas. So
with a little touch of Mexican.
with a little touch of Mexican. For example, like we will have your traditional gravy, but we've got a beautiful, more Mexican style gravy that's got a little spice to it. So everything always has that little touch, right? And even pumpkin cheesecake instead of pumpkin pie. And of course, because I'm me, we're gonna have some seasonal cocktail options as well. So there'll be a pumpkin martini. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, gotta have that, right? So you'll get a glass of wine with your dinner that's included.
No, come and enjoy the cocktails. Don't make it best. Cocktails.
They're super fun. So if you're like me, I'm that person that loves all things pumpkin. So there'd be a pumpkin margarita, an apple cider margarita, a ginger Cosmo, a spice pear mule, some fun stuff that's available only that day.
So people, they must take a chance on the cocktails. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And the food, we did it last year and we were thankful. We do 2 seatings at 5 o'clock and at 7:30. And last year we were thankfully our first year in, not even open a year.
They have to make reservations for
If you have to make a reservation ahead of time, reservation only must be made in advance. And last year we were lucky enough to sell out, even though we were a newer restaurant. We're anticipating that happening again this year. We're already half full. So for sure, get on there at cantopv.com/Thanksgiving. You can see the menu, the details, links to the reservation.
There's going to be an information down here. So guys, check all the information
right
here. Exactly. Down here so you can make a reservation.
Christmas. So Christmas New Year's Eve. Yeah, Christmas and New Year's Eve. So we keep it simple and we keep it traditional, right? So we'll be closed Christmas Day and New Year's Day. All of us want to spend time with our families. My parents will be here. But Christmas Eve, I think a lot of us, again, from north of the border know that Chinese food for some cultures is a very important, fun tradition to have Chinese on Christmas Eve. And so we stick with our traditional menu on Christmas Eve. It's what people know and love. I've had people already 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, emailing, contacting us, saying, please, you're going to be open on Christmas Eve. Got a big family of 12 coming in on Christmas Eve already reserved.
Again, you have to make reservation for those days.
You don't have to make a reservation. No, we highly recommend reservations always, every day in high season. We're that kind of small neighborhood bistro. So we don't require them, but it's always a good idea to have them.
Right.
So Thanksgiving is required, but Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, not required, but recommended, probably needed if you want to be able to dine with us that night.
Right.
And New Year's Eve, again, we're going to keep it simple. There's so many places in town that have those beautiful kind of amped up, leveled up menus, right? And those are wonderful, and we've enjoyed them ourselves. But we also know that there's someone, you might just want to come in and have something simple before you head out maybe to the pier to watch the fireworks or go to that party to have a few drinks.
Because everything here around it's a party. Yeah. And you must come, have a nice dinner, and go and enjoy the party outside.
Exactly. Listen, you might want to just come in and have that orange chicken or that bowl of yang chow fried rice, just that kind of comforting, good, carby a little bit, food before you go out. Maybe have a few drinks, as some of us do on New Year's Eve, right? So we want to keep it simple that night. Let people just kind of come in and feel relaxed and enjoy before they go out for the rest of the evening on their fashion.
So for Thanksgiving, guys, so check the information here in the banner.
Yeah.
All the information is going to be here. Important. Make a reservation. If you have any question, get in touch with them.
Absolutely.
And everything here, trust, is going to be perfect. Don't miss the cocktails. To be honest with you, don't miss the cocktails. What else, guys? Something else that you would love to share with us?
Yeah, so a little bit more about the food.
Yeah, no, so we've got all sorts of great ideas for the menu planned. For instance, recently we just introduced our Canto tots. It's a brand new item. It's a very fun dish. It is tater tots that are fried to be super crispy, just the way I like them. And it's covered in our signature orange sauce. It's the same sauce that's found in our orange chicken. And then we drizzle on top of that dynamite sauce.
Wow.
And on top of that, we add queso fresco.
A Mexican nut that we're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And it finished off with a bit of green onions. It is delicious. It is such a fun appetizer. And that's a brand new dish that we have.
And I'll mention too, a great way to start. We have so many people that are addicted to that orange chicken and have that time and time again. With the Canto tots, it's a great way to get that vibe, to get that orange chicken flavor, and then free yourself up to try a different entree that maybe you haven't had before.
Exactly. With that little touch of cheese, of a Mexican cheese.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
You post all this. I mean, I love it. I love what you do because you post all the time. Either as new is a new, you're always active on social media. So
you be celebrating.
Exactly. That's for sure. So please share with our public. How can we share all the information? How do you show on social media? I mean, all the information. How can these people, they can come and take the picture and the lives that you do? Please share with us all your information.
so we cannot miss this.
Yeah, absolutely. So the easiest way, of course, is social media. We're in that world, right? So we're at Canto PV on all socials. Mainly Facebook and Instagram is what we use. So you can always find us there. If you come in and take photos, tag us there. We want people to see the beautiful food and the beautiful drink.
I always, my mind is always worrying because I see all those pictures, the wonderful pictures that you take, guys. And of course, I already saw the pictures of that Ora chicken with the cheese on it. Oh my God. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, please check all the information.
Yep.
Canto
Yeah,
PV.
at Canto PV is where you can find us. You can always WhatsApp us at 322-433-099. And that's where we like to have the fun photos of even things like our beef chow fun, one of our another new dishes that's a Hong Kong classic that has been very popular. It's the only thing that's ever outsold the orange chicken. And we love when people tag the photos of the food because then it's real pictures, right? Like not just what we're presenting to you, but you can see what it looks like in real life. So
Exactly.
yeah, those are all
Something that I would love to mention with our public, and it's something that I would love to say. Thanks, Jeremy. You always share a recommendation from several places.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, we are a community.
Yeah.
And we're here to help everybody. And if we don't support each other, somebody else go. So you make always recommendation from several places. So check his personal page because he does an amazing recommendation. He's a really good, amazing foodie. And all his recommendations are well done. So thank you for that.
Thank you for
Supporting the community.
Listen, we had wonderful support from the community when we were first opening the restaurant. And so we just ultimately want to pay that forward. There's so many excellent places. We're all doing our thing. We're all passionate about what we do. There's no reason we can't all exist together, right? We all have that same goal of feeding people and giving them a good drink.
The sun shines hot.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's actually something I really learned from Henry. He does the same thing. So for sure. So I love to shine a light on everyone.
And it's amazing because we are always friends. We know each other.
Yes. It's a small community.
Exactly. We're a small community. We're here. We're sharing with everybody. And if you succeed, we succeed too.
Of course.
Right? And the sun shines for everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much, guys, for receiving us here. Thank you so much. We have amazing time with you. We have fun. Next time, it has to be in the kitchen. Guys, please come and enjoy this because this is amazing. And these two beautiful guys are amazing too. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. We appreciate it.
It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Amigos, muchísimas gracias por estar nuevamente con nosotros una semana más, un episodio más. Suscríbase a nuestra página, denle un clic en la campanita y por favor, háganos llegar sus recomendaciones. Gracias a ustedes, nosotros tenemos estas maravillosas entrevistas. Les recordamos que nuestras grabaciones las pueden disfrutar a través de nuestra página de CView, a quienes estamos profundamente agradecidos a Ernesto y a César por coproducir este programa con nosotros, a nuestro patrocinador oficial, que es Levidrant, y también las pueden disfrutar a través de YouTube, y ahora en Spotify también las van a poder ver a través de video o audio. Nuevamente les damos las gracias, nos vemos hasta la próxima, buena tarde y buen provecho.